Grab my whiskey. I'm trying to get drunk.
We don't care what R. Kelly did.
Did I say anything racist this time?
And now for something completely different.
Well, two honks and Kim just messing around. You'll never know what they talk about on two honks. Two honks and Kevin. You might hear something about the NBA. Maybe they'll just make your day on two honks. Two honks and Kevin. It's sports and life and family too. Let's all listen to two honks and a Kevin. Yeehaw! Just crap my pants.
All right, we are on episode 159 for April 20th, 2020. What's up, Blake?
You just said 2020.
Oh, man, 2022.
I know, dude. It sneaks up on us.
Oh, God, it doesn't smoke. That was really...
yeah. Yeah, I was going to say, what you been doing on 420? What's up, boys?
What to do?
I don't know it, man.
So, my wife and I had an anniversary last weekend.
Okay. How many years?
Happy anniversary.
It was 18.
Wow.
And so, like, typically on our anniversary, like, we typically will give each other, like, a gift, but then we also give each other, like, you know, like a goodie bag type thing. And it's just basically just has, like food, like candy, and, like, a gift card or two or something like that. You know, just something, just, you know, here you go.
Yeah, like a stocking.
Right. And then it has like a card and just says, you know, happy anniversary. So, and the difference in, like, the cards that we gave each other, like, spoke volumes in terms of, like, our personality levels. Like, my card, like, was basically a joke anniversary card. It basically was like, it was basically the equivalent of, like, you know, all sappy in the front, like, hey, you know, blah, blah, blah. And
yeah,
I feel like there's one thing I don't tell you enough. And then, like, you flip the card over and it's like, you got a nice butt. Like, that's
yeah. Yeah.
Then,
yeah, I fooled you. You really thought I was going to be this sweet just because it's our anniversary?
She gives me a card and it's, like, full of, like, you are my quiet strength, and, like, just the nice, like, and I'm just like, all right, well, I guess the differences between
yeah.
Did we always like that, and you feel like, oh, okay, I feel dumb now.
Yeah,
dude, cards are the hardest, man. And you know, I don't know if it's just an excuse to not buy one, but I have to find a funny one. I can't do the serious ones. They're just because, like, I wouldn't say it. You know, like, I mean, just because, you know, just the way most of them come across. But yeah, it's, you know, I don't know how many people still like cards, but there's a few of them out there.
I mean,
you think that's just growing up in the time period and just being a male in general? Like, you don't want to show your true expression, so you try to butter it up and put that cloak of funny over it.
I mean, I think that a lot of times it's like, you can't. It's like, you know, growing up a guy, like, you're in a cage full of animals, and any kind of weakness is like you're about to get ate alive. So so you typically, like, someone like me, it was always disguised with humor, like, you know.
Of course, just make them laugh.
Yeah, that's it. That was my number one defense mechanism, is like, just make the room laugh and they'll leave you alone, like, you know.
Yeah. That's, I think there's a lot. Yeah, but I mean, there's a lot of truth to that, though. I mean, just, you know, just the way you connect with people. And man, I was getting ready to say something. I just completely lost my train of thought. You said something. Maybe remind me, what was the last thing you were just talking about? It was about the cards. Oh, I know what I was going to say. Sorry. I think that's just the difference between men and women too, though. Like, it is hard for us to be in touch with that side of the, like, I think I talk about it all the time. Like, if I had to plan an awesome birthday dinner and night out with my wife, like, I'd be like, I don't even know what to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, and I don't, and of course that's probably the side of me that she really wants. You know what I'm saying? And it's almost like a difference between men and women. I feel like though sometimes.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I don't. How would your wife react though if like you did that all of a sudden? Like, was she? Like, it's one of those things. It's like, does she though? Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, she
50-50
would.
for me.
Like, she honestly would probably rather me take her to McDonald's.
yeah.
Because I hate McDonald's, and it would just be, hey, I'm just getting you out of the house. We're going to McDonald's. We're gonna eat a crappy 6-piece,
Yep.
eat some somewhat hot fries that are still gonna be delicious, and share a Coke and just have a conversation. And like,
Man, I guarantee she don't feel that way though. I'm in between, cause even I like my wife will say, "Yeah, I just want McDonald's," but deep down inside, all of them want to be wooed, dude. Like they're good with that. But like I think deep down inside, they still want that. Like especially
I think
now,
every
everybody
once in a
posts stuff.
while.
Like I honestly do think that, like they'll say that, but they're saying that just to keep you content and not to argue and stuff like that. But I really do think that they still want to be wooed.
I think like, you know, especially I think with my wife in general, I think it's an every once in a while thing.
Yeah, there you go.
yeah,
A few times a year.
Quarterly.
Maybe. Yeah, every once in a while. But I think too much of it is too much for her too. It's like,
Yeah.
you know,
I think it's more of the pressure of like the holidays, like the Valentine's Day, even Mother's Day, Father's Day. Like there's always just this like thing around it where it's like you feel like you got to do something special. And look, those holidays are there, so you will stop and do something
recognize.
special.
Yeah.
But you're only doing it special because it's that day. You know, like we all love that random, hey, I'm planning this date. We're going to go do this because we need it, you know? And I mean, that's probably the thing that I'm the worst at, you know, it's just, you know, I always blame it on time, you know, trying to find the right day to do it. But yeah, anyways.
And then when you actually like it's too late or you have time, like, hey, we can go out. You're both sitting there, like, all
Do we
right,
really
what
want
we
to?
gonna do?
Yeah.
I want to just sit in these sweatpants, like,
Yeah, I know.
chill on the couch, right?
Yeah,
order pizza. Yeah.
yeah. Not 90% of the time we'll go out to eat and then we'll go to the grocery store.
Yeah. Go to
I mean,
Meijer,
it's just
Target, or- yep.
it's what we it's just where we spend our money.
Yeah.
All of it. Every last dollar. Oh man.
Yeah, it is that pressure. I do like that my wife does not want to go out on those particular days because she knows that I'm cheap. So shout out to you.
Yeah. But I also think that like it would probably be interesting to have or probably just have our wives' opinions because those are the only opinions that really should matter to us. But like I think that's a lot of the disconnect between a lot of marriages is that the guy and the girls, they just operate differently. The guys are very, I want to make you happy, make sure your day is good. At least that's how I feel. Like I feel like I'm trying to do everything I can to make it to where we both can go to bed at a decent time and that you'll be happy enough to maybe want to kiss me when we go to bed. I think that's every guy's ultimate goal is to punch the punch card enough to where at the end of the night, you show that you actually are glad that we're here. Am I wrong?
The only reason I brush my teeth every night is because, I'm rolling the dice.
Like I literally had this conversation with my buddy actually earlier today. I was like, guys are so simple that like we literally could live like on a like you know how many people probably just live on a beach. He's from California, he lives in California, so we were talking about that how so many people just live on the beach. But it's the simplicity, like it's almost a beautiful thing that they don't care if they have the newest shoes, the cars, or the house. They're happy living in a tent on a beach in California where it's beautiful all the time, working at a coffee shop and then having their own little community. You know, it's like, I don't know. To me, that is just like, it's the opposite of wanting everything, is just having the simplicity of stuff. And I don't know if most women realize a guy is kind of like that. Like we just need it simple. You know, I don't, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Or did I go too deep?
Oh, no.
I don't think you went too deep. I mean, I don't know what you're trying to say, but I'm comparing it to like, hey, you're doing it all for women, right? Like I'd wear like 2 or 3 outfits, right? rotate during the week, and like don't have to brush my teeth and all that, unless my wife didn't say anything. So like,
maybe that's where I was going with it. It's just the simplicity of a man, you know. But then when you get married, there's just a whole lot more that comes with it, and we are kind of there to help manage that. I think that's what I was trying to get at. It's just like at least that's kind of how I feel like my role is. Just like making sure everyone's just happy when we go to bed is like my ultimate goal, you know.
Right.
And meanwhile, my wife has probably 400 things that she's trying to accomplish.
Worried about,
you know? Yeah, exactly.
How are you going to sleep when this is going on?
Have you ever gone to those marriage counseling classes where like they talk about the difference between how a woman thinks and a man thinks? Have you ever gone through that scenario?
Yeah.
They talk about like the boxes versus the string.
Yeah. It's amazing how different it is.
It's crazy. Hey, so did this guy live in a tent?
No, not my buddy, but he was talking about how like because my question was like, how's it's Bryson Davis who you've met. I literally was talking like he's really experiencing a lot of crazy stuff right now in his life because he's been training to fight. He just came back from Thailand. So I told him that we need to have him on the podcast. So, but yeah, I mean, we were just kind of talking, I asked him, how's California? He's like, dude, it's great. I'm walking by, piss and poop on the streets and bums and, needles and everything else. And so we were just kind of talking about how the streets are just flooded. And we got onto that conversation where it's like, man, when you think about it, when someone just has like no family, nothing, nowhere to go or whatever, or even if they do have all that, it's the perfect place just to go and be like, I'll sink or swim here, but I've got beautiful weather, beautiful people, and I don't need anything. Like you got to think there's a community of people that are like that, call them hippies or whatever, now, unfortunately, a lot of those people that are on the streets are also on drugs. But, he says there is a population of people just living in vans and cars, and they get a gym membership at Planet Fitness or wherever, they take the showers, they go to work. Yeah, they just live the most simplest of lives. And it's just,
I know people like that, and they basically have like a membership to like one of the Flying J's or something like that, the big gas, and there are showers in there.
Yeah.
So they just travel.
Don't they call that what, off-grid living?
Yeah, off the grid. Yep.
Yeah, I know somebody that just did that, and they run a business out of their RV, and I mean got Wi-Fi and all that stuff, and that's how they
travel the world, do whatever you want. I mean,
nowadays with the satellite internet, you can truly be quote unquote off the grid, so to speak, but I think once you have internet, though, I don't know if you're technically off the grid anymore, but
get a PO box to check your mail, and I mean, with the housing market as well too, like some people are forced into making a decision, like I gotta live in my van, right?
Yeah.
No I feel fortunate that we bought the house when we did, because it's like, it's looking pretty rough out there now. Like if you ain't got at least $300,000. Ready to spend, you're not getting a house.
And I mean, and cash.
Yeah.
Cash.
I got a couple of friends that are realtors, and they post some stuff every once in a while on social media, and you can tell it's hard. Like, they one of my friends said that, I had to let down 3 buyers today, because somebody else just kept overbidding them, and how, especially, I mean, just that industry alone, just being a realtor, like, I'm assuming
it's hard to be a realtor right now.
Dude, no,
it don't sound like it's hard.
No, I've had people suggest that job to me, and I'm kind of glad I didn't, but yeah, I mean, we talk about it every week. It's just, everything's tough right now, man. It's hard to, get too excited about things, I guess.
Yeah. I feel like we've kind of constantly sat on a bubble for like the past 2-3 years, just kind of waiting for things to implode.
Yeah, but I guess it is expected, though. You have the pandemic, we have just the presidential debate, it's just all of that cloud, that big black cloud we went through. Now COVID has calmed down, or at least the hype of it, or the media of it has, and I don't know what's going on with the war anymore, and I don't know if that's still in full effect. I feel like that news is honestly has calmed down since the whole Will Smith, Chris Rock thing, which is sad.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it really is. And now we have the subway bombing,
Feel like
which I guess,
not like we needed it.
yeah, it just, I don't know. But then again, like I also think it's a time where people are being more aware of how the media is affecting them, you know, and you know, really, the more you talk about the media, the more depressed you probably get.
But it's almost like you're waiting for the next big thing right now, doesn't it? Because you're so
Exactly.
used to it. Every
Yeah, what are
couple
we gonna
months,
talk
like
about?
you're sitting there and then you're feeling like this is the calm before the storm right now. All right,
Yeah,
what's
I
gonna
know.
happen? And
Yeah.
it's like I was saying, I was asking my daughter the other day, it's like, did anybody even get tested at your school for COVID anywhere? It's like this whole thing like disappeared. Like
It's just crazy, dude.
here today, gone tomorrow. So
Now,
Well, it was
so-
here for about 2 years. I mean, it's
yeah,
not-
yeah. But is it because the numbers are down, or is it just because they're not reporting it anymore?
it's
Or
probably a little bit of both. The numbers are down because they're not being reported. I mean, that's the correlation is there, but who knows?
yeah, exactly.
it also feels like we had other stuff to talk about, and we're not going to go back to the old thing to talk about. That's what it felt like to me.
But for it to last 2 years,
Yeah.
see, that's where I just feel like some of it was designed, especially for the presidential, for all that. It just gave them something to make. I hate to say it because I don't want to say like it was spread on purpose and all of that. Like I don't ever want to go down that path, but it was used to win a debate, and it would just kept getting shoved down our throats, and then it just kept continue. Then all of a sudden we have a new president, and all of a sudden we're not talking about it a few months later. You know, it just all that makes me sick.
Yeah. I mean, it happened for about a year after he was president. It's not like he was president one day and it was gone. It was
Yeah, I
lingering
know.
for a
Yeah,
while.
it was a legit year because he's been in what almost two.
For a year.
Yeah.
Year and a half.
And I'm not saying that there's some magical switch that turned it off. It's just it's more of it just shows proof that they're putting that fear in us, and they're blasting on the news because it's what we talked about. I mean, we went 50 episodes in a row bringing it up because we had no choice. Like it's what was on all of our minds, you know? So I mean, hell, we're still talking about it.
And I mean, the other thing, like the piggyback almost on what Blake said, like went from no jobs to can't even fill jobs right now. Like no,
I don't
nobody
understand it.
Yeah, but I mean, it's across the United States, but Indiana is a unique marketplace anyway.
The unemployment rate is really, I feel like last I read was low. It's not like people aren't working. It's just people aren't working those shit jobs that they used to work. Like it's like
Absolutely.
I mean, nobody wants to work where you work at. The problem probably is where you work at.
It's so true.
And it's like the story that you saying about Amazon, right? Like they're going to high schools trying to fill these jobs. They're trying to get people in on Easter Sunday. It's the labor market. Like there's 20 jobs just like that, and somebody can go and be like, well, this one signs me up for benefits. I'm gonna go test this out.
Yeah.
This one gives me tuition reimbursement. I'm gonna go. All the jobs are the same. All of them are about the same price, and it's crazy. All of them are even in the same areas.
Did you read the Amazon article where like they were doing a raffle and the grand prize was a bottle of water, a bag of chips?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
That was the reason that I opened the article.
Oh my gosh.
Richard sent it earlier.
Billionaire.
Yeah, Richard sent it earlier because it's so close to home to my job market, right? And it's the same thing you're going through.
All of ours.
You're trying to get people in 7 days a week because the trucking industry does not stop. You're trying to fill in these orders like Amazon is.
Yep.
7 days a week because the competitor does it. Amazon does it. UPS, USPS, Walmart. Like, and I mean, you blame because and now it's the consumer's expectation. So you can't blame the consumer because you guys are all competing against each other.
Right.
Yeah.
And how many times do you look to buy something and it says, you know, expected delivery 2 to 3 days? You'll go look for it again somewhere else.
Yep.
I'll be like, no, I want the next day, or I'll just go to Amazon.
Yeah.
I mean,
Amazon will deliver your stuff that day.
Yep. I got
dude, it's insane. Richard's so happy. He loves it.
That day is
Man, I need a cord.
He's
But
like,
Blake-
I know, dude. Richard's like, I know you just want a bag of chips and water for delivering this to
Hey, I
me.
need the USB cable, baby. Let's.
Yeah, I got you some Doritos and an Aquafina.
I'll give you the water myself. Don't. You ain't gotta enter
Yeah,
that.
I'll double it up, man. I'll give you
I'll
one for the
send
road
that
for the
Give me a
right
Ziploc
bag.
bag full of Doritos.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
dude.
it's like you said, Blake. You're hopping from each site. What can I get delivery for
Tomorrow.
free? And when can I get it by?
Yeah, I
Because
need it
I don't
now,
have to pay
man.
for it.
Yeah,
You
I
know
need
what
it
I'm saying?
now. I need the dog
Somebody's
food
gonna
now.
give it to me. What's
Yeah, I need
what's $2 extra?
I know. Yeah, or even picking up food or delivering food or the groceries. Like, well, you know, what's another $10? You know, just throw it on the tab. You know, whatever.
If you have a subscription to like Walmart Plus or to Sam's Club Plus, like it's the delivery's free and it's next day.
Oh, really? We don't do Costco. We have Costco. I don't know if they have delivery, but
See, and that's the reason I went with Sam's Club is because they have all those extra little perks in there.
I'll have to look into that. They probably have that. That would be nice because there are just certain things you just want at Costco, you know, and it would probably help budgeting.
It would help budgeting because
Yeah,
that's why we do. And if you're like me or any mail that gets sent to the store after work, you're paying for the convenience. Like I just want to get in and out.
Yeah,
I know.
Paying for convenience.
The story, I guess Walmart up the pay of their semi truck drivers to like $90,000 to $100,000 starting pay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and they got like hundreds of applications.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Hey,
and I think the market's put maybe 75.
I don't even know if it's that. I mean, I think it really depends on what you're doing. But I mean, I think I said that on the podcast the other day, where it's just like these mechanics. It has to get known that you can at least make 60, 70, maybe $80,000 a year being a mechanic. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're coming out of high school, you don't know what you want to do, but you're good with your hands. You know what? I don't know if I want to work on trailers for the rest of my life, but I can at least make 60, 70, $80,000 doing that. You know, if I'm not super smart. Yeah, because if not, because I'm telling you, dude.
And it's not a high stress job. Like you literally show up, put shit together, and go home.
It's just dirty, and you gotta want to do that. You know,
it's it's physical, and it is. You know, I have a lot of respect. When I used to work for Altec, and I worked there, dude, I had so much respect for all those people on the floor. I was like, man, if y'all need anything, let me know.
But like somebody made a comment today, and it's so true. If you want more production, stop paying the people that are sitting on their butts so much money and pay the people that are doing the job. Yeah, and it's true. And I get it. Every manager, CFO, they all deserve to get paid well because they're super smart or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, you get the point.
If your lowest paid guy is $13 on the floor, but your CFO is getting paid 7+ figures, there's a problem.
Yeah, absolutely. It's there. I don't know if I should even say this, but I don't really care. There was talks of we were potentially not going to get a bonus because they changed the pay structure because they found out how much the branch manager was making, and those above him were not making as much as the branch manager. Therefore, you hurt the whole freaking branch. The little guys that leave at 5:30 in the morning to get to work.
But who pays him though? The company pays him.
I know, but still, like it was one of those.
Hey, I'd rather.
That's on them.
I'd fall on the knife. If it was me, I'd fall on the knife. Hey, give my people the bonus. You can cut my pay. Because I probably, if I'm been the branch manager, I've been there for a while, right? So I probably I'm probably making a decent amount, right?
Yeah.
I would personally fall on the knife if it was me.
That's what the guy from Texas Roadhouse did. Like the guy that owns Texas Roadhouse or the CEO, he took no pay during the pandemic. He was like, take all my money and give it to these workers so they can stay employed. And they're thriving again. So
because I've probably made enough money to cover my expenses. I want you guys to be taken care of.
But dude, and listen, I agree.
You shouldn't have to make those decisions or even talk about it. But
but the thing is, and we always go back to this: the the branch manager or the whoever, they're wanting that bonus too because they still need it. Yeah, they're making good money, but they still need it. You know what I'm saying? Because we all still need it. None of us are. We had one little. What'd you say?
Got to make that boat payment.
Yeah, I know, but that's it. But that's it. You know, like
I gotta get that pool. I want to be part of that Jelly in the Buff Club.
Yeah, they don't. yeah. They don't, maybe that's why I should say they don't need it, but they still want it because they still want to buy things. To make them happy. You know,
and once you've been getting it, you account for it.
We all do it, man. Like it's just. I mean, it's. And then if you do set some of it back, crap happens.
But that's where all companies are right now. They're trying to skim that dollar more than anything right now.
But I
think that's how you're going to retain people, though. Like you have to pay people, especially in our labor market.
Yep. Well, there was a statistic out there I read today that said that the average yearly raise is 3%. The average someone gets a bonus. The average raise someone gets from quitting a job and going to another is 10 to 20.
Yeah,
man, that's wild.
It's
so
friendly
crazy.
Right,
if you're gonna only give you 3% raise, guess what's about to happen? I'm about to go somewhere else get 20.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really like switching companies just because I like becoming part of the family and the fun. You see you guys every day. You have your relationships or whatever. But I mean, you're right. Like you almost have to literally start rewarding people for working.
Man, I gotta put my kids through college, man. I don't, as much as I love you, I gotta go. I got 2 kids. I gotta, try not to keep in college.
Yeah. Oh, sniper. Oh,
there you go. Look how fast he gets.
Boy,
and I'll switch you.
Kevin and I.
Oh man, I'll move you over.
What do we do?
I get what Richard's is saying, and I get what Blake is saying. And the other most important part is your employees want to feel engaged and like they're working towards something, and that they're putting in something. They like. You can't just make employees feel like a number anymore, because that number can go to here now, and it's so easy now. It's that quick. Everybody needs somebody right now.
Yeah, well, especially with how tight it is, and how I mean, not to keep complaining about it, but just the gas, like the amount of money I'm spending just to drive to work, it's $65 a week easily. Maybe I mean, it just. It's like you almost need to compensate but it's weird, right? It's like, hey, I'm going to pay you a certain amount an hour, and that's it. Like everything else is on you. I know you're going to spend 8 hours of your life here, but like the food, everything else. I mean, of course, they got benefits and insurance. They do cover a whole lot more than just that money on the hour, which that in itself is honestly, it's why I work.
Like you shouldn't have to rely on a company for like healthcare.
Right.
Like you should. It's insane.
Why is it
run that way?
Yeah. And then also, if I'm running a business and I have you guys as my employees, why should I have to pay for your insurance? I know.
We won't go down a rabbit hole, but it's insane. Like
we got time.
You're literally working just so you can live. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's
that's it. But that's the frustrating part.
Yeah. My wife is I've been it up for her. She's a type 1 diabetic, and if we ever go without insurance, we're bankrupt.
Yeah.
Because insulin is, thousands of dollars a month. Your test strips are thousands of dollars a month. I mean, you're looking at least $6,000 to $7,000 a month without insurance.
See, it's what you just said.
And you can't afford to have that lag.
Yeah, we could barely afford it with insurance. Some days.
Yeah. And I mean, like, I was driving home today and I was kind of thinking about a lot of the stuff that we're talking about right now. Just, how are people making it? And, we had the storm that came through a few weeks ago. We had my what's it called?
Sliding door?
Yeah, well, that's part of it. No, the awning thing, the pergola. It the wind took it, hit my grill, slid that, went across my screen door, ripped my screen door, and then
State
took
Farm
it.
commercial.
Yeah, right.
State Farm. Where's Chris
And
Paul
then-
at?
yeah, I know. Yeah, he's playing in the playoffs.
Blake.
Yeah, I know, right? So and then it hit my siding, my corner siding, and puts a big old hole in it, right? And I was actually talking to somebody at work about it today and trying to price how much you think it's going to be, and they were like, "Dude, that's probably that could easily be $800 for someone to come out and fix that." And I'm just like, for one little windstorm, it's going to cost me, roughly $800 to $1,000 to fix the door, the siding, and all this stuff, And I was kind of having that thought and was just kind of pondering on it. And then I look up and a guy's driving by me with a donut, a busted out window with a trash bag, as a window and a big old dent on the side. And I'm just like, dude, like
$800.
like whatever, like whatever, like we're all in this rat race. We're all trying to,
The insurance on that?
What's that?
You call the insurance on that?
No, we didn't, and maybe we should. It's a pretty nice little hole in the siding, but I figured my deductible is probably $1,000. So
I will come out and look at all of it because there's
really?
possibility to replace your siding in entirety.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Just
Yeah,
have
I
them come out and look at it. Yeah, it doesn't cost you anything. Just call them out, say, "Hey, man, we had some damage. Can you have someone come and look and see
And give
what's
me
up?"
an estimate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Submit it to the insurance, not to you. You pay insurance for a reason.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, no kidding.
That's how I
And
look at
I wonder if I could put a nice crack in my back door because we really need that replaced.
You-
Like in
you-
my glass door.
you-
But
You
yeah,
are being
this-
recorded right now.
no, I'm not. We'll
Jake from
cut
State Farm is
we'll cut
listening.
yeah, Chris Paul just tuned in.
Jack from State
Yeah.
Farm's like, "Excuse me."
Yeah,
No,
he just shows up right here.
But Richard's right. Like we had an aluminum siding on one side, and I was able to replace the whole house with vinyl for that one side.
Yeah,
wow,
we had
okay.
that happen too. Like they came
we
out.
had because we're in older homes too. So like everything is like, hey, we ain't replacing that.
They're replacing our roof too.
Yeah.
Like we didn't even expect that. They went up on a roof like, "Yep, you need a new roof too." So let's put that in here.
And
That's
and
crazy. I wonder
and-
how they benefit so much from that.
because
for them
insurance
to-
is guaranteed money. It's guaranteed money for them.
Yeah, they take that money and just put it like in a bank.
What's the
somewhere.
percentage of
I
you going
gotcha.
to go with that guy that looked at your house? Because he's already
Right.
been there. And he's
Right.
already working with your insurance company. It's probably 90% chance that you're going to go with that guy.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah,
So
that's
that's
true.
how that works.
That's true.
That's how that works.
Yeah, man.
He already
So
knows
many-
your guy. He already knows who to talk to. He already knows what he's going to do for the money.
Yeah, and it's an easy sell on whoever comes out.
Mhm.
'Cause I'm gonna be like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Not paying for it.
Yeah.
It's guaranteed.
Yeah, I
it's a
know.
guaranteed check.
Man,
Yeah,
that's
have
almost.
insurance come out at the very least.
Yeah. Okay, I'll have to do that. Yep.
Did anything else break? Did your actual grill break?
Well, they will after this. Now that I know this, my whole fence got destroyed.
So, I think something's wrong with my Traeger.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it shrunk. I need a bigger one. It's really weird. It ruined all my pellets. I need more of those. It ruined my couch. It ruined my dog. It got fat. Like I need to.
Dude, that's why I pay years of insurance. There's people that pay years of insurance and do not call insurance. It's
I
insurance. for a
know
reason.
we're bad. I know, and
Yeah,
I'm
insurance for a
bad
reason.
at that.
Like
too.
I'm calling you guys just in case. Let me know.
Yeah,
I even called
I
him,
know.
and Richard probably did. I don't know if Richard did the same when I had the plumbing issue because I
Mhm.
thought maybe I had a glimpse of chance. Nah, it ain't gonna work out.
Yeah, they didn't cover that. Shit.
yeah, they don't cover that, bro. Now
They
that
do.
I know, I do know now, but
yeah.
hopefully
They
I don't
knew
have
that.
to know for a couple years.
Yeah, they knew that on the way there. They just didn't tell you. They go, we ain't
I was
covering
like,
this one.
Oh no, they said it off top. Oh, it's where? Yeah, that's on you. buddy.
Oh, really? They
Yeah,
didn't
that's
waste
on
that
you.
time.
Yeah, we can send you a letter right now.
Yep. You could pay
Yeah.
for it. Like you could add it onto your insurance.
It's a
but
lot more money.
It is a lot.
more money.
Really?
It's just like saying that you live in a flood zone
Mhm.
and you're paying gobs of money. Knock on wood for something that might not even happen.
My boy Aaron and I we were talking. Well, Kevin, I know you know Aaron. We were talking the other day because he was talking about how they got a new house and he was paying someone to spray for termites and mice and all that stuff. And we got on the conversation on like, do you think that's worth it? Like, do you think it even does anything, or is it, or is it cheaper just to go do it yourself? Yada yada. So what do you guys do? Do you guys do it?
I pay.
Okay, Richard.
I'm gonna tell you
pays
why
for
after
people.
Richard's done.
Richard don't leave his house. I already know. He pays because that's like, even if it does get Amazon to him that day, he ain't going outside to do it.
Nope. I asked the old lady next door to do it for me. Will you? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you ain't got nothing else to do.
Yeah.
Shovel my
Hey,
shovel
I did.
my driveway too.
I did mow my yard for like the first time in 2 years the other day.
Oh my
And
gosh,
it was so
How did
nice.
it fit?
I pulled out the lawnmower and it was electric, and it was so nice. I just pushed the button, started. It just started. I was like, oh,
That-
I didn't have
it's
to put
that easy.
oil in it. I didn't have to like do gas. I didn't have to do that stupid little pump
It's the
thing.
way,
I didn't
man.
have to-
Yeah, I know.
Boop, and it started.
I bought a gas one because I'm old school.
Dude, never again.
I
Really?
get it.
Never
I get
again.
it. But and they're forcing it down your throat now. That's why.
I don't
That's
care.
why I'm
I'll
waiting
take
on the car.
it. I'll take it.
That's what I'm waiting on the car.
Yep.
Back
Yeah,
to
I
what
know,
Blake was
dude.
saying. We'll fast forward to that. So Blake, this is why I do pay. And I'll tell you, this is why I pay for this, and this is why I pay for my grass to get treated. You know how many times I've done that stuff to still have bugs and stuff come up, or like the same with grass. It's like I'm doing all this stuff and buying
Yeah.
all this product for weeds. I end up breaking even. I end up happy 420. I end up breaking. I end up breaking even or saving a little bit of money for that stuff to still be wrong. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
call somebody to do it, convenience fee, that's guaranteeing that I'm not gonna have it. And if something's wrong, I can call them out and they'll do it for free.
Back out.
Yeah.
I don't have to go back to Lowe's and go do it. I was spending probably like, I think I was spending like 400, 500 to just do my grass
Mm.
by
Really?
myself.
Who does?
It's
Who
like-
does that?
You know what I'm saying? So exactly, and I could pay. I pay a lawn pride. It's like $250. What another
year?
Yeah, and then we have a bug person that comes out quarterly, and like I pay a little bit more for that. Every time they come, it's like $40, right? But
Right.
like to get that little home defense bottle, that's like $20, and I got to spray and all these
I hear
cracks.
you.
I'll pay
And
that.
it's like
money.
all watered down and diluted, and it's like I'm still seeing bugs. Like
Yeah.
I don't
It's
see bugs
true.
when so that's how I look at it.
Yeah.
I pay for the convenience.
Yeah.
I've
No,
I've
I-
learned that as I've gotten older.
Yeah. And you're going to remember, like, I don't ever really treat my yard. I mean, I saw some dandelions today and I was like, oh crap, I need to spray that, and that's about the extent I'll do. But I mean, I would love to have a really nice, green yard, but that's kind of our conversation. That's what it led to, is like, how much money would he said, let's say I do this plan for 10 years and it cost me X amount of money. Like, in 10 years, sure, I could have saved a lot of money on my lawn or on my, my termites, but I at least know all of that is taken care of, especially the bugs and the termites and all that. And like I told him, it's like, yeah, it's not like in 10 years you're going to have $5,000 sitting there in a bank account that you
you're
saved
gonna burn
money
that anyway.
from. Yeah. Like, oh, I saved this on treating my own yard.
Spend it
That's
at
right.
the roadhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's just how it is. So yeah, I it's like like the whole situation with my house. It's just like, I want to fix it because I'll save money. But then again, it's just like, me doing it right is going to be the biggest issue, and then we'll go from there.
I talked to my best friend about that this week. If I look at it on YouTube and it's going to take, so I had this problem growing up where my dad was always doing projects that never got done. And I heard my mom complain to him all the time, and it just like irked me at my soul. So I look at it as,
and we know Amy ain't putting up with
So I
none of
look at
that.
it, if I can do the project, that's fine. If it's over a course of time that I know that realistically I might not get done myself, I won't even touch it.
Yeah,
I won't
that's
even
my
touch
yeah.
and that's
Yeah, yeah.
just from growing up, and like if I look at it on YouTube and it's like I did like when I was off, I did the faucet. If I looked it up on YouTube. This should be good. I'm good.
Yeah, I got these
If I
tools. I got
Yeah,
these
I got
tools.
these tools. I can figure this out. If it looks
Yeah.
like that, I'm gonna do it to save money. Some minor car things, I'll do that. Save
Yeah.
money.
And
Anything
it
that's
makes you
gonna be
f- it,
expensive or I'm nervous
and it,
about, I'm good.
yeah, and it makes you feel good when you do, accomplish them or put something together or whatever. But
I feel like
yeah,
Macho Man, that Macho Man meme.
isn't it funny? We're
Yeah,
so
I
we're
did
so
that.
we're so
I did that
easy
right
to
there.
please.
Yeah,
I know.
I did that. That
We are.
faucet
That's
you
what I'm
switch it on,
saying.
I
Like,
did that.
yeah, and all we want in that situation is for our wives to be like, "Oh, honey, you're the best plumber ever.
Nope.
You're the best. Kiss me." My
did a
knight in
thing.
shining armor, and
did
they're
a
like,
thing.
it's about time. I had to remind you 4 times to do it.
Man up. Man up.
Yeah, man up. Yeah, exactly. That's funny. Yeah. Yeah, I got a few things around here that need fixed, that's for sure. But once again, it's like I just don't want to spend the money on it, man.
We have gotten into wanting to like we just make a list every year and review that list, making goals like, hey, next year we want to replace this. Next year we might not.
That's nice.
We might not go on vacation. We might take a little trip, but that vacation money we're going to use for that. We'll do it like that. So we look at it as like a / vacation / home improvement type thing.
You almost have to.
Because I mean, a lot of times it's one or the other, right? To me.
But right back to what Richard was saying earlier, you're working to just live, and like just living, staying alive, feeding yourself, clothing yourself is expensive in itself. And then you have the things that we're talking about right now, home improvements, things breaking, colleges, medications, whatever. It's like how is anybody doing it? No matter how much you make, it's all expensive.
and like I'm in the mode now. Hey, daughter turns 16 next year.
Yeah.
What are we gonna do about a car? Like that's what we're planning. What we're gonna do about a car? Soon as we get that car or whatever,
then you got insurance.
Insurance, but not soon as we get that, then we're thinking about, all right, what are our plans on helping our daughter go to college?
Yeah. Oh, by the way, you got to fill up her car because unless she's working. Yeah. So there's another expense. I mean,
get her a gas card.
Yeah. I sometimes I almost feel like there needs to be breaks in life, like certain.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm like that too.
You know what I'm saying? Like there should be. I got it.
Try to set yourself up for stuff like that. Like right now, right now, I'm trying to drive this beat 'em up car till the wheels fall off because I'm trying to get close to my wife's car, at least being halfway paid off before I make another payment. So like you try to plan for that, and never.
What if?
And then you're
yeah.
What if every 10 years? There's no way this could happen, but I'm just dreaming. What if every 10 years you got $100,000 from the government?
That'd be a lot of money.
No, it's not.
That was
10,000.
Not. I would be happy.
10,000. Listen, yeah,
I'd be
that's
happy.
$10,000 a year.
10,000.
No, but think about it.
25.
But that's just
100,000. Yeah, I'd be good.
Right. So, but that's the government giving you $10,000 a year, correct? Right. So when you think about it, it's not a whole lot. It's not that big of a raise.
Yeah. Realistically, all they would have to do is take that $10,000 every year, invest it in something else, compound the money, and then give it to you after 10 years. Then they take the interest off the loan.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's just a massive savings for people, or to help, hey man, when I hit my 30s, I'll at least get $100,000. I'm going to pay this off. You're still going to struggle. Like, I guarantee it, because people are going to get that $100,000. They're going to feel rich for half of a year or 2 years, but that's fine. But so be it. Then it's on you, because
but technically, don't you get something like that when you get your tax return? You're not getting that. You're probably getting half of that.
No, you're not getting that. That's what you've paid. You paid the government. You gave the government an interest-free loan.
But I look at that like that's my savings. So that's why I never claim anything.
It's not your savings though, because you're not getting any interest on it. Like
That
you
is
just,
true.
you
Yeah.
basically
Yeah,
just gave
yeah.
them
I get what you're saying.
$5,000, and you've
It-
compounded nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
get
it's only your savings because you're in a way feel like you're being gifted money because it's kind of out of the blue and it's it's something that
Yeah,
just
no, it ain't out of the
accumulates.
blue. I know where that's coming.
I know, facts.
yeah.
So we
Yeah.
can,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I blow money every Christmas, so I know when that's coming.
I know, but boom, perfect. Hey, you finally got money. Guess what? You got to spend it on Christmas.
Yep.
Not the house, not the college, not the
Okay,
car.
on cards
It's
that you use
Christmas.
during Christmas.
Yeah. It just, I don't know. I've said it before. I just feel like we're all in this like trap, and it goes back to the dude living in California in the tent with none of everything that we're talking about, and the freedom of that in a way, right? Where it's like,
man. You're the tent, man. That's not
but
comfortable.
but it's the simplicity of it. It's not.
It's simple, but is it comfortable? So that's what you got to come to yourself and be like,
Yeah.
am I okay with being uncomfortable?
I
And
think
make
that's my
uncomfortable
question.
Decisions. Yeah.
I think that's my question. Are there people out there that live like that are happier than the person in the mansion, in the cars, the jewelry, the money? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I would say
because he's free. He doesn't have to think about, he doesn't even have to get on the Nike app for no reason like I do every day to look at
like to
shoes.
do that though. But I like it. Like I
It's a
like
hobby.
I like to get on the Nike app. Like,
But then I
like
get mad because I have to like stress over buying a pair of shoes.
I could never live somewhere that doesn't have internet. Like
I'm sure they can get that on the beach.
I like what's around me. Like there's no
But Blake, look at there's people that don't stress at all, but at least you have that governor to where you are stressing. Some people
Yeah, you
just
have
buy it and
something-
be like, some people just buy it and be like, I don't care. I'll bounce these couple checks and I'll be good.
Dude, yeah, I know.
You know
I'll
what I'm
just
saying?
throw-
Like at
yeah,
least you
I'll
got that
just-
governor to be like, hey, should I make this purchase?
It might be the
Yeah,
most
dude.
ghetto thing you've ever said. I feel like.
I'm gonna write this check to Kroger and bounce it and get my groceries that way.
I gotta get them
Yeah.
J's, man.
Dude, I can't believe people still write checks at grocery stores.
Oh, dude, it just drives me
It's a-
crazy.
Oh,
Oh,
no way.
I can't believe they accept
I
checks.
can't even believe this is
I
like
know.
I'll be wanting to
Like-
say that like I can't even believe this is allowed. Like I'm gonna give you some food stamps right now.
Like how old? Like how old are you, man? You got a
Man,
dinosaur
can I
as a
just pay
pet?
for you? Because I don't feel like that's gonna go through.
Yeah, or it's gonna take a long time.
Yeah. You're gonna send your money
Yeah.
by pigeon.
Yeah, it would be interesting to know too. Like, I mean, I think we've kind of talked about it before, just like how broke people are as well. Like, how much are on those credit cards, and how many people don't care anymore. Like, okay, if you're gonna raise the prices on me, then so be it. I guess I'm just gonna have to hurt my credit score because I'm not going to stop living the way I'm living. I'm not going to cut off my cable. I'm not going to cut off my phone. I'm not going to, I still got to go to work. I'm going to fill up my car. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I really like to, because I know how I feel, and I'm fine. I'm fine. I've always said I got plenty of loved ones that care enough about me. I don't have to worry about being homeless. But it's like those that are less fortunate than me, much less fortunate than me. Like I like the lady at the post office I saw who was stressing out about her mailbox being raised $15 or $20, whatever it was. It's like those people, like, I don't know how they're
look out for them.
functioning.
Yeah, you want to look out for them.
I just don't know how they're doing it.
Yeah.
And what keeps them going? Being frank,
I mean, they got people to take care of. That's what keeps them
Yeah.
going, right? It's the same thing. It's all of us have families. That's what keeps us going. Like,
yeah.
if I didn't have to work, I would not work. Tell you that right now. If I didn't have
Kevin
to work,
be in California.
I would be in the tents right now.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
could-
living with the old people, but that's what keeps people going is their family. They have to take care of people. They're their provider for their family, and they have to do what they do.
There's Mike Tyson was on Rogan last week, and Rogan was actually kind of talking about how, we got to find a way to help the inner cities and those that can't get food, yada, yada. And Tyson kind of stopped him and he was like, no, he goes, without the struggle, there's no progress.
Absolutely.
He goes, if everybody gets hands out, then there's no progress.
And what are they working towards?
Yeah, I know. Which, I agree. I mean, I think there's some people that are just trapped in a really bad situation, home life, and
So it's easy for somebody like, I understand that Mike Tyson probably struggled, but he made it. So it's easy for him to make a statement.
To say that.
Like, it's not like, not everybody, only a certain amount of people could be so fortunate. Like, and you were one of the lucky ones. So I just, it's not
because you have a talent.
Yeah. And I mean, it's just the way the distribution of wealth, and I don't want to sound like a psycho, is just insane.
Yes.
It's,
like Amazon in itself. I mean,
it's like you have like the second richest person in the world. Not that he has anything to do with Amazon anymore, but it's like, and really your rally is a water and a bag of chips. That's what
yeah. I know. And what motivates that person to get up and go to work?
Yeah.
Especially if they can file unemployment and make money off the government.
Yeah.
And just stay at home and find ways.
Cry why nobody wants to work.
Yeah, and they can go do a delivery job and probably make $300, $400, maybe $500 a week just doing that. And but I don't know how anyone does it. Like,
hey, Blake, I kind of disagree with the Tyson thing. So, like, the struggle still has to be there, but people still have to see the way out. That's the same.
There's got to be hope.
It's the same as even evangelizing. Like, people go out and talk about the Bible just because there's people that haven't heard. You know what I'm saying? The same with like, if I didn't get bussed out to Perry Meridian, like, I wouldn't have known any better. Like, there's
but think
about chance of like I've never would see a different light.
Right. Now take that family. Take that family that is struggling and now is getting, and some of them but is now getting $10,000 a year from the government. I mean, it almost needs to be at least $1,000 a month. So let's just say it's $12,000 a month. Like, that can better their schools. But I don't know if it will. It's not enough money.
It would at least it would at least put a decent roof over their head.
You'd hope. I don't know.
It could at least be. It could at least do that, right?
I know. I mean, I say $1,000 a month. It's not enough. It's $250. It's $250 a week, guys, and that's probably going to get taxed too. So it does nothing. It's groceries. That's it.
I think that's it. If that make less than 25,000, you don't get taxed.
Okay, so then that person, let's say, is now making $35,000 because the government's giving them $10,000 a year to help.
You make everything over 25,000 or whatever that number is taxed. So you don't get 25,000. If you make $35,000, you're not taxed at $35,000 rate. You're taxed tax-free 25 and under. Everything over 25 is taxed at whatever 25%.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's how it's set up now, you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
That's why when you do your taxes, like, you're given like this amount right here is what you can deduct. Because this amount right here is what we don't tax. We don't tax whatever 25,000 or whatever it is. And then if you have kids, you can tack more on it.
That's why they put you in different brackets.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's not everything under this amount is no tax, and everything over that amount is taxed. That's why when they talk about taxing the wealthy, right? They say anybody making over $1 million should be taxed 75%, right? Or whatever that number is. That's not the number.
That's
right?
crazy. Yeah.
So you're saying your first $1 million is at a regular tax rate. Right, we're saying tax everything over the $1 million, right? That's just I don't know.
It's not 75%, right?
It's not. It's not. It's like
I no longer want to be a millionaire.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, you'll still be a millionaire. You'll still be a millionaire. Just everything over that million gets taxed more.
Gotcha.
Right. So that's what people understand is like you're not making $1 million and getting taxed 30% for the entirety of the million. You're getting taxed at 25% for the first million, and then everything after that million you're getting taxed.
Like 35%,
35 or whatever they want to say. Yeah.
So it's not on the whole million. It's just on anything above the
Right.
And that's no matter what tax bracket, right? Like if you're making, because I've heard people say whatever the threshold. Like I've heard people say
is. Yeah.
But I would think that even goes up to when you reach $1 billion and stuff like that, right? Like I would think once you get past a certain status, 20 million and then 40 and like
You would think, like yeah, I mean,
I don't know how
but
it works, but I would think it's that way.
the thing is once you make a certain amount of money, you now have people you pay that find a loophole around everything else, right?
Absolutely.
It's like the stock thing, right? When you buy stocks, you don't pay taxes on the stocks themselves. You only pay taxes if you choose to withdraw, right? So a guy that's worth $1 billion, he doesn't have $1 billion worth of cash. He's not getting taxed for $1 billion. He's like Jeff Bezos. He makes $60,000 a year, so that's his tax bracket. Meanwhile, he has $1 billion.
sad.
Right, so that's
sad.
And then he sells stock to trade stock to obtain stuff. Correct.
Right. That's and then or you have a credit worth or whatever, then you just whatever, however, all that.
It's so stupid because
Bezos making
and once you have money, it's easy to make money.
Right, that's the whole point. It's
it's cheaper to pay people to hide what you make than to actually pay the taxes.
Right.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and that's the other. I mean, I know that's the big thing about Amazon, how they get out of not having to pay taxes. You know, it just I just either they're going to have to lower prices or they're going to have to do something. Either give us all massive raises.
They've done this. That's the thing to me. It's like it's not going to happen. That's what I'm saying. It's not going to happen.
They'll just work us to death.
And then that's why it's back to your point. Like, what are these people going to do? Because there's people more or less fortunate than us. Like, how are they going to make it without somebody giving them something?
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
Single moms or divorced moms or dads trying to do childcare, trying to, have 2 different house payments, 2 different car payments, school expenses, clothes expenses. Dude, it's
childcare payment is a lot.
You can't make, and then people are making, whatever, 15, 25, 35 bucks an hour. It's like, okay, cool. It cost me $35 to work this hour. Like I didn't make anything. I'm giving you money. You're making all the money. I'm just here.
Then that's where we go back to this being an employee market. There's a lot of jobs that are, compensating for that stuff. You can work from home. We have our own daycare here. We got gym here. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah, there's definitely those options out there.
Yeah.
People find ways to make money off other people too. I mean, yeah. But as far as the grunt work, like mechanics and all that stuff, unless they figure out how to have robots fix everything, like I've said it before, that's the industry I'm definitely concerned for, because I know, and I really don't know what they do.
You got to think so too, man. These guys have that, that mechanical mindset that can also transfer into, hey, I want to start working on computers. I want to start working on stuff that I can work easier, right?
Yeah.
Same mindset, maybe transition.
I don't know. Some of these guys, I don't know if they, I don't know if they can even use a keyboard, if I'm being honest. But with that said, and it's nothing against anybody, I work with or whatever, but they, a lot of truck drivers, a lot of mechanics, they get labeled a certain way for reasons sometimes. But hey man, I mean, using your hands is a talent in itself. I don't care how big of an IQ you have, it's like turning that wrench and getting that stuff done. And I always show them appreciation, but I don't know. Few and far between are the days of seeing people doing that work, I think.
And then you're going to see them transition into the, hey, I heard these semi drivers are getting 90. Hey, I'm putting the stuff
for real.
Hey, I'm putting the stuff together, making the stuff run. Can I at least get that pay? Or
I'll carry it.
Or I can also drive these since I've been fixing them. It sounds like I need to drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of those mechanics have that license. I mean, they have to have it to drive it from one
diesel mechanic,
Yeah.
But we're also struggling to get drivers. Excuse me. We're struggling to get drivers. Right, but we're also starting to see a lot of more females getting into the job. Yeah. So I don't know if that's like a new way for women to get to work in, or like a job, like a new avenue for them. So yeah,
that's been increasing year by year.
I I had a women are bad drivers joke, but I decided not to say it.
Yeah. Keep it to yourself.
Even though I did just say it, just didn't. Boo. Yeah, I know.
Boo this man.
Boo this man.
You already came this far now.
I know we're about to wrap it up, but are you guys watching the playoffs? Are we into it this year or what?
I've been keeping track. I typically don't care till the quarterfinals or the semifinals in terms of playoffs. Yeah.
Unless there's a decent series.
Everything else is so predictable before that. So
it is, but it isn't. I don't know. I mean, it was good to kind of see the Pelicans get a win to make you feel like they have a chance, but
you're gonna win a game or two.
You're probably right. Unless Booker got hurt, so that, I mean, if he's out a few games, that could affect them. But because the Pelicans kind of came together there at the end of the year. I mean, they had some
Ingram
trades.
Started looking, and then Ingram started to look better, and they have CJ.
Yeah. I mean, McCollum is a great player. I mean, they probably don't have enough to get make it over the top.
I don't think Zion's ever playing for that team again,
dude. Seriously, I mean, did he ever play for him?
I know.
Excuse me.
Not only that, he's going to get money from he's going to get another contract.
I still stand by. He's going to be a bust.
Yeah, he's going to be. He's definitely going to be a bust. But I think that he does not want to play for the Pelicans anyway. Probably. He's waiting for that next rookie. I don't think that he resigns after this rookie contract. I don't think he wants to play for them.
He hasn't played a game. He's still making money out, and I can just tell by the massive necklace he had on the other day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my god, dude! I was like, bro, did you spend all your money for your necklace?
Sign a contract. You got to give me more money.
Yeah, he got that Jordan deal and everything else too. So, yeah, I hope. I mean, you hate to see someone, like Greg Oden, his career ended up just being nothing. You hate to see someone that's got so much talent and not be able to show the world. But yeah, I'm loving the Boston Nets series. It's on right now.
I want Boston to win. I like Tatum, man.
I don't know why I'm kind of cheering for the Nets, and I'm cheering for Golden State. I mean, watching them, it's hard to cheer against them for some reason, at least for me.
I feel like they got boring for a minute because everybody gets tired of the people that keep winning. And then I feel like that when Curry and Thompson got hurt, the NBA got boring to me. Yeah. And then so they come back and you're like, all right, the finals back.
Yeah, that's true. That kind of shows you the impact. But I like some of the storylines though. I mean, especially like with the Nets and all that. But we'll see. And Philly.